Okay, well, we're at Horror Hotel with Tim Gross,
Yes, ma'am.
and he has written many books, including what's this one?
This is the big ass book of gross movie reviews. This is the latest. It came out in August of last year. This is the combination. This is everything I've ever written up until
Nice.
December 2010.
Okay.
And it's over 1,400 movie reviews, 660 pages.
Yeah.
And I'm actually sitting down trying to start piecing together another one, but doing it in a slow process, in no hurry.
Yeah.
Because I'm still enjoying the success of this book, actually.
Oh,
'Cause,
great.
this book has opened up a lot of doors for me. I've gotten a lot
Yeah.
of screeners from different companies I've never gotten screeners
Awesome.
from.
Yeah.
I've gotten emails from certain producers and directors that I've never talked to before.
Yeah. So that's
So-
always good.
Yeah,
so.
so I'm just enjoying the book right now.
Yeah. So it's been like a really big success. And,
Yeah, it has actually. I mean, I've actually made money off of it.
Well,
So,
that's
yeah.
always a good thing,
Yes.
you know? I mean, it's always nice to, you know,
Yeah.
obviously the creative outlet's nice, but it's always
But,
nice
yeah,
to be
exactly.
able to,
It's been slow, but the thing is, from this book and from the stuff I've been doing the
Yeah.
past 12 months, I've been making money, which
Yes.
is different. Usually it's just free beer and free money.
free beer,
movies.
free beer, free movies. Yeah,
So,
there you
This
go.
is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, when did you get started with reviewing movies, and like, what made you like get into it?
Well, I've always been into horror movies. I've been into horror movies since I was 3 years old.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But reviewing movies, kind of like, it started maybe 02, 03, and
Yeah.
I started taking it seriously in about 05 when I started actually putting a book together.
Yeah.
It started off as a joke, sending the reviews to friends.
Oh,
They sent it to their friends, and somebody said, hey, you should start doing this more often.
it's like a domino effect kind
Yes,
of thing.
and
Yeah.
that's where the Bastards of Horror website came into play.
Nice.
And they started going on that website.
Uh-huh.
Then after I built up so many reviews, somebody was like, hey, why don't you put a book together?
Yeah.
I did. I started showing a draft of the book at conventions to people. And people were like, I would buy the book if you get it published.
Yeah.
Well, talked to a few publishers. And at that time, publishers were not looking, A, for review books, and B,
Right.
for any kind of new writers. Unless you were
Yes.
Stephen King or
Right.
Dickens, or somebody that had a name.
Yeah.
They didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
But at the time, too, self-publishing was in the early stages of
Right.
becoming popular, but a lot of people didn't know who exactly to go to.
Yeah.
Heard a lot of horror stories about, like, Universe.
Yeah.
A few other ones that, you just don't even want to name.
Yeah.
I came across Lulu, and it was lulu.com. Everybody was talking about it. No one wanted to try it because they heard the horror stories also.
Yeah.
And for the most part, if you had half a brain,
Yeah.
had some kind of computer experience, you could actually put a book, have a book published on Lulu, and
Yeah.
do it all for free.
Yeah. Nice.
And it
Why not?
really opened up doors for me, actually in foreign countries.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
No, there's never anything wrong with that.
Get your audience where you can get it, you know?
Yeah. And over the next like 6-7 years, up until the release of the big ass book,
Yeah.
I sold over 700 copies of the 4 or 5 books I released at the time through Lulu.com. Half of those books actually got sold in the UK, Spain, Australia, Russia,
Yeah.
New Zealand, and Mexico.
Cool.
So even if I quit writing, I could always say I went international.
Exactly.
It was a lot of fun.
Exactly.
But now I'm with Library of the Living Dead, and that was part of the deal.
Uh-huh.
I pulled everything off of Lulu, went through old files, put everything I've ever written up until the end of December 2010, and put it in one book. It was
Nice.
part of the deal with Library of the Living Dead, and like I said, right now I'm working on another book with the Library of the Living Dead.
Uh-huh.
And it's a slow process, but it will be called the Big Ass Book 2.
The big ass book too.
Yes, just because
Nice.
it is going to be huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be just like...
Oh, so it's gonna exceed this in size.
I wouldn't say exceed.
Uh-huh.
I would say about the same
About
size.
the same. Oh, okay.
Just
I was gonna
because
say, yeah, that would be a big ass book.
I mean,
so you know, it's like,
we're talking since beginning of 2011, it's kind of hard to watch 1,400 movies in a year and a half. But
Yes.
I do promise it will have a lot of cool artwork, just like I've always put in the books from Ed Quinlan. It will have a lot of obscure movie reviews, a lot of independent films, a lot of stuff people are looking for. So I do can promise that.
Very cool. Now, on the subject of being an independent, independently published author and everything, I know, like, even as an independent musician and filmmaker and all that stuff. I mean, it kind of. I mean, it's great when you have like complete creative control over what you do, but it's also definitely more of a challenge getting your stuff out there. I mean, what are some of the challenges that you face as an independently published author?
A lot of challenges I was facing was just trying to get the book into bookstores.
Yeah.
That was a big thing. That a lot of people don't realize. Even with the self-publishing books, even through Lulu, unless if you were in their top 100 sellers, Barnes & Noble, Borders before they went out of business, and a few other places actually would not even acknowledge your questions, your emails,
wow,
any requests for them to even check out the book. I actually had a call from some corporate types that work with Barnes & Noble in Pittsburgh and actually got a copy of one of my gross movie review books before I got together with Library of Living Dead Press. They actually contacted me. I never contacted Barnes & Noble.
Yeah.
And they found out it was actually sold through their website, through Lulu.
Right.
And when they contacted me, because I guess they were looking at something new to put in their stores, the corporate type said, "We really love your book. We like your humor. We can deal with some of the language, it's offbeat, but they said, we don't want to carry a book that we can't move like more than 20 or 30 units a month in their library. Because they are chain store.
Yes.
I said I understood. But they, according to these corporate types on the phone, they love the book.
Yes.
But they loved it so much they wouldn't put it in their stores. And before Borders went out of business, Borders picked up the book for a short period of time because of a friend that actually worked at Borders. Showed the right person the book, and it actually got in a couple of Borders instead of just being online. It actually got in the bookstores. But
that's cool.
With getting together with Library of Living Dead Press, even though they're a small publisher. I did my actual first book signing in a store last year, which that was a step in the right direction because I never did a true book signing. So
I'm sure that was awesome.
It's just a little bit of information that independent authors have to go through. It's no different than if you make independent movies, like you said, independent music. It's really hard, and it's harder than ever with bad economy, picky people, unless if you have the name recognition or you know somebody in the business, more than likely you're going to have to do it on your own.
Right, but I think like the great thing, and I know especially the horror genre has actually given me a great platform to promote my music because it's been in films and I'm in films, so it's like that gives me, and sometimes like the festivals and stuff, they'll let you perform there. So like the horror genre and the independent community, I like how it is tight knit and everything, and how you can give yourself a platform that you probably wouldn't have otherwise had.
The independent platform gives you a chance to be different.
Yes.
It gives you a chance to express, whether it's right or wrong, it gives you a chance to put whatever you want out there. And it gives you a chance to learn about whatever it is, making music, writing books, making movies. It does give you that chance to do it.
Yeah, and that's not something you would have working with like a major record label, a major studio, and aside from the fact that they basically would completely stifle you creatively because they want you to do what they think is like the hottest trend at the moment,
Yeah, well, it just in general, everybody thinks it's just movies that have caught up with the business just because the cameras have gotten to be so cheap and having flip phones and everything else. It's not only that, the equipment to do music has gotten cheaper. The tools to write books and Just the technology is out there to make it available for, especially what is the Nook and the Kindle and stuff like that. It makes independent books much easier to get out there now.
Yeah.
Where before it was much harder. And I think, I'm not going to say it's going the way of independent. It just, more now than ever, there is a bigger divide between corporate and independent. But I think in past years, independent was kind of, something no one talked about. Now, independent.
We were the redheaded stepchild,
yes, I think independent now, whether it's in music or movies or whatnot, is starting to come back. It's starting to thrive. And a lot of people are starting to make names for themselves that were independents.
Definitely. So final question. What do you like to do in your free time when you're not writing books and going to conventions? And
for the most part, if I am not playing with my 2 kids, I am drinking beer and watching more movies.
Sounds good to me. Well, thanks very much for talking with Music's Underworld webzine.
Sure.
And I hope you enjoy the rest of the convention.
Hopefully I will. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.